Hi, welcome to the sixth part of the the international relations lecture of the Marxian economics course. Uh, in this lecture, basically this lecture series is part of the lecture series prepared for the Middle Technical University Northern Cyprus campus. And we have seen in the previous part the Arrighi's international trade model. Now we will see the case of the capital mobility, basically. And to do that, actually, let's start from the very beginning and let's start with the case where the countries are, let's say, independent. But actually, before doing that, let's for fun do something. Moments. Let me bring this back. Okay, moment. Okay, well, let's ask one interesting question here. Is it possible to have for the Germany an exploitation rate that will go all the way to zero? So if that's the case, surplus value would be zero and variable capital will be 20. Well, obviously, if that were the case, German capitalists won't get any surplus value, which basically will decrease their profit rate to zero. So Germany, as a capitalist country, could not be able to survive if that's the case for the German economy. And assuming, of course, Germany is a closed economy. But if that's not the case, if the basically the Germany is trading with Poland, and if it is possible for Germany to distort prices, well, in that case, German economy can very well survive. Well, we have actually decreased surplus value to zero, which has actually price is 50. So 10 will be the profit rate. Of course, now the capital has increased from 30 to 40 since as the wages increase as variable capital. As we decrease the exploitation rate, of course, variable capital becomes more valuable, which increases the amount of capital necessary for the initial production case. So basically, still in this case, the profit rate has become 25% for the Germany, which is higher than Polish profit rate, which is 20%. And note that if Poland was alone in this case, its profit rate would be much higher. I mean, was alone. In this case, its profit might be 100%. Well, why would Polish basically capitalists allow this? They basically allow this just because of the reason the workers work for them. Capitalists, basically, they might be in need of the capital, the equipment, certain amount of products. Germany provides them, and they might not be able to continue their production process without those products. That might be a possibility in case of international trade. So let's now move to the mobility of the capital case. Well, let's start again with the case when both countries are closed. Should we restore the? Let's keep, or should we restore the? Let's keep this. Let's for now restore it, but I will I will decrease the exploitation rate back to 0 for discussion basically later. So what will happen if we have capital mobility? Well, if we have capital mobility, and well, we have exploitation rates different in Poland and Germany because of the, let's say, the differences in the labor organization level. In Germany, it is much less, though not 0 for now. So profit rate will become 5 divided by constant capital plus variable capital. Same thing is also true for here. Okay, well, the way we actually do it is this. We calculate first the economy-wide profit rate for the Germany, for and Poland together. We assume capital is mobile, which means basically when in Poland profits are higher, and if this is our starting point, and assuming I mean this is our starting point, in Poland the profit rate is higher due to high exploitation rate. In Germany it is lower due to low exploitation rate and maybe also higher concentration of organic composition of capital. So when capital is mobile, it will flow from the Poland to Germany, from Germany to Poland, up to the point when it will become equal in both countries, and it will become equal at $36.8, since this is the global profit rate or profit rate in Germany and Poland together, when we add up surplus values and basically add up the amount of capital used in both countries. So in the end, capitalists in both countries will get a profit rate which is equal to $36.84. So in that case, in order to calculate profit, we need to sum the total amount of capital. This is D. And then this. And then multiply this with this amount. And okay, let's do it for now like this. Where is my mistake? Okay. Okay, this is C6. Okay, profit amount is 4.61 for Poland, and this is also G8. It is 12.89 for Germany. This is the quantity number of units basically, and also in general it is. I'm sorry for that. So this is also G8. Oh, there should be a mistake here. Yes, 17.5. This is the amount, again, not the profit rate. So the price will be the constant capital plus variable capital plus the profit rate, profit amount. So it is 17.11. The exchange value was 25, so the price will decrease basically, and in Poland, basically because there is an overinvestment in Polish agricultural businesses, and in Germany, price will increase because there will be underinvestment, so production will decrease. This will increase prices. The price will increase above the exchange value, in general, the price will be the same, 65 again, and the profit rate will be profit amount divided by constant capital plus the variable capital. Well, it has become same. So this is for the case when we have capital mobility, where profits gets equal to each other. So basic case we have seen in the profits and prices chapter, basic model can also be applied for the case when the exploitation rates are different, and still in the end this whole system is actually equalizing profit rates not only for the sectors within the same country, but it also equalizes profit rates when you have capital mobility between the countries. So the capital, if you have perfect capital mobility without any barriers, basically the profit rate in whole world would be the same. Of course, that's not true, and there are also barriers between the different sectors in capital, and certainly also to some extent also between the countries. But in perfect case, this will be the result. Well, what will be the case when we had exploitation rate in Germany as 0? The global capital, the profit rate has certainly decreased to 23.8%. However, note, in this case, Germany would not be survive as a country which is which would stand alone. But it can very well survive if we had the same case when Germany is trading with Poland, basically. And here you say the other aspect of this model. This was also true for the trade. This is also true for the international capital mobility. In both cases, basically, capital mobility and international trade is stabilizing German capitalism. Because German capitalism, with the help of this trade and also capital mobility, is able to increase its profit rates without increasing the exploitation rate in the country. So as a result, note its potential benefits. German workers are better off. They have a higher living standards. They are more happy, certainly, and they think they are more happy because not because they are exploited more, but because they are more productive. They basically think they are more productive, basically. So they just divide the profit amount, the amounts their employers get, to the capital amount they are using, and they just find out the let's say to the variable capital, the wages they got, and they just find out, it seems according to their observation, their exploitation rate is exactly the same as the Polish workers. Actually, more than Polish workers, even, not exactly the same. But actually, this is so because capital mobility is distorting the prices. This is not so in this case. In this case, because German workers are necessarily more productive than the Polish workers. So basically, the capital mobility and the international trade allows, these are the further benefits, Germany to maintain a relatively lower, let's say, reserve army, lower unemployment rate, increasing life standards. So all of these things will do capitalist system works better. But that capitalist system works better in Germany because it is able to outsource its costs to Poland. So that could be actually one explanation why after 1945 certain developing countries had actually were able to improve their their economic conditions. We will talk more on that in the next part, so see you in the next part.